Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ, and welcome back to the Whalers Franchise here on MLB The Show. And in this episode, we will be taking a look at some of the top prospects in our organization, and we get a chance to look at some real-life prospects and some subscriber prospects as well. So we do actually have the #1 prospect in baseball in Korey Lee. He is a real life prospect, obviously. So let's just look at the top 3 real life prospects here in MLB The Show for the Whalers. Let's start with Forrest Whitley. He is 6'7", 21 years of age, 68 overall, 8 potential. I would probably rank him as the #2 prospect in our organization right now. #1 is hands down the catcher Korey Lee. He is 21. He can hit very, very well across the board. He is a great defensive catcher, and he also has speed. I mean, he can do it all. I don't know what he can't do. I don't want to rush him up because I don't want to stunt his growth, but he is definitely going to be the star of this team. Now, Jeremy Pena is a really good defensive shortstop. He has good contact. I think he does need to get his clutch and his power up just a little bit, but I think he has an opportunity to be a great shortstop for us in the future. So let's move on to some subscriber recruits, and let's start with our top one, and that's going to be J. Tom. That's Justin Thompson, a guy that has really good contact. He's really good defensively. He can really do it all, and I think that this guy has a chance to be special in our organization, and he's only 20 years old. Now, Jack Rockford is going to be another good outfielder. He can play all 3 outfield positions. He has a better arm than Thompson does, but I think that, I think he's more of like 3 or 4 years away. I think Thompson is more like 2 years away, maybe even 1 year away. Who knows? Shane Bauer is a promising infielder. I think he has a high ceiling, and I think that he and Tommy Knight are 2 infielders who we can build around in the future. Tommy Knight is a really good fielder. He can also play outfield. He also has a pretty decent arm. His speed is obviously low. He's a power hitting lefty, and I think that, he definitely has a chance to compete for at least a spot on the MLB roster in a couple of years. Now, Luke Crampton has a little bit of ways to go. He has good contact versus left, along with Claudio Jr. I think he has a long way to go too. He is a middle infielder, a great fielder, and I think his hitting does need some work, but I think we can work on that. Armando Walker is a big time outfielder. He is 6'5". He's got the speed, got the power from the right side of the plate, and then he's got speed. He's got 93 speed. He's one of our fastest guys in our organization. Now let's look at the top pitchers. Let's start with Alexander Crowe. He is going to be our top rated pitching prospect behind Forrest Whitley. He is C potential. That's a high C, actually. 65 overall. I say 2 years from now, he has a chance to compete for a rotation spot at least. He will get called up in the September call-ups. And then J.R. Bonifacio is a pretty good pitcher. And then Luke O'Connor is going to be a good relief pitcher. He is the highest rated prospect we have right now out of all the subscriber recruits, but he has the lowest ceiling. He is 23 years old, and he has D potential. So hopefully that can actually go up to a C based on his performance. And then let's not forget about Jack Wilson here. I think this guy has an opportunity to be really good. He has pretty good potential. It's about mid to high C, and I think he can be a good player in our organization going forward. And then Tyler Hurlburt, who is a closing pitcher. We have him listed as that right now. He is a relief guy, one of our few relief subscriber recruits, and I am looking forward to seeing all these guys in action here as we take a look at our AA team. I want to see all these guys. So we are going to start Alexander Crowe, and he will pitch for this Corpus Christi team at the AA level, and let's see how he will do. So he got out with the first batter. The second batter comes up and is going to fly out to right field. So 2 early outs here for Crowe. Let's see if he can go 1, 2, 3 in the first inning on a 3-1 count. The batter is going to turn on the inside pitch and hit it down the left field line. That was a hard hit ball, and he will round first, head to second. and he will be safe at second as Pena does not throw to second. And they do have a double here, but with 2 outs, we will get the fly out 14-pitch inning, and that will get us out of this first inning. And now let's see our offense come out and tear up the ball. Let's start with Jeremy Pena, who is going to hit leadoff. He is a really good shortstop. I've mentioned that before. He is probably the number 3 rated guy in our organization. Probably 2. I'll say 2. He's a number 2 rated guy in our organization right now. He lines out to left field. Up comes Justin Thompson, our top subscriber recruit. He will fly out to right field. So 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. And that's going to bring up the number 1 overall prospect in baseball. That's Korey Lee. Let's see what he does in his first at-bat. He rips one deep to left field, and that is going to be over the left fielder's head. I thought that could have been heading out, but he didn't have enough on it, but he will reach second on that double. And there we go. The number 1 prospect in baseball gets a hit in his first at-bat of the season. And that's going to bring up Tommy Knight, the power-hitting left fielder and first baseman. And he will strike out on that low pitch. And we will get no runs in that first inning. So now let's go back to the mound here as Alexander Crow running into a little bit of trouble, walking the first batter. The next batter comes up, and he looks at outside slider. And that will be his first strikeout of the game, as now the next batter comes up with 1 out here in the inning. A pop fly to right field, and that is going to be an out. And that one will get us through the top of the second. So up comes 6'5" Armando Walker to start out the second inning. He will hit a dribble to first base, and he can't beat that one out. Remember, he has 93 speed. Along with that size, that is very, very valuable. So we can't get anything going here in that second inning as we do strike out and move on to the third inning. And Crow looks like he is settling in a little bit. He gets his second strikeout of the game. Now they're back to the start at the top of their lineup. A deep fly ball, and Thompson will run this one down in center field. He's got decent speed as well, 79 speed. He's a really good fielder, so we'll see how he does with his development. Let's move on to the bottom of the third inning. Here is Shane Bauer, who's hitting in the 8th hole. He hits one to center field. Look at him. He's on his horse, and he will get in safe into second base with a double. And that will be a double here as we bring up Justin Thompson with 2 outs. He gets a low and inside slider. He hits one hard to second base, and the second baseman can't handle it. He has enough speed to beat that one out. And next, that's going to bring up Korey Lee, the number 1 prospect in baseball. Let's see if he can come through with an RBI. He gets a pitch to hit on the outside part of the plate, and that is going to be a routine pop fly to center. And now it's still a 0-0 through the first 3 innings. Let's see if we can get some points or some runs on the board as we move on to the 4th inning. Here's a hit to right field, and that one will sneak through. And it looks like the Northwest Arkansas Travelers will have a man on first base as the next batter comes up and hits one deep to left field, and it's going to be over the stretched glove of the left fielder. We will come up throwing, and runners will hold at first and second, but still no outs in the inning. 3-2 count, hit to left field, and we bobble it in left. And look at this, the runner will come around to score, and that will be a 1-0 lead for Northwest Arkansas as they strike first here in this game. So up comes the 7-hole hitter. Crow leaves it low, but he does get enough on it and muscles it to right field. And we will hold all runners, bases loaded now with Emmanuel Rivera coming up at the plate. It looks like there's going to be a hit up the middle, and that one will sneak through. Justin Thompson will come up throwing to the cutoff man, and Pena throws home, but it's going to be too late. It's 3-0 here for Northwest Arkansas, and they do take the lead, and there's still 1 out here in this inning. Guys on first and second here. Shane Bauer fields that one, flips it to Pena, who does get the easy double play. And we get out of that inning, but 3 runs for Northwest Arkansas. As up comes our offense here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's a hard ground ball to the left side, and that's going to be beaten out. Actually, a terrible throw on that one. And they're going to call that one an error. So that brings up Armando Walker to the plate. And he scorches one up the middle. That one is a perfect swing on that one. And now we got guys on first and second here with 1 out. Here is Ross Adolph to the plate, a guy that I did not highlight. He is a prospect in real life, and they try to turn 2, and it's going to be beaten out. So now guys on the corners here with 2 outs here in the inning. is going to be Jack Rockford to the plate. And he will muscle one to left field, and that one will score the first run of the game for the Hounds. And we will have guys on first and third here with that RBI single, and that's going to bring up Shane Bauer, who's hitting in the ninth hole. Remember, he's playing second base. He hits one hard down the right field line on the hit and run, and that one will get all the way to the wall. And look at that. We are going to score 2 on that. And there we go, 3-3 here in the 4th inning. And our offense is starting to come alive here. It just took a little bit to warm up. And Shane Bauer is the 2nd highest potential subscriber recruit. So we will be looking to develop him. And up comes Pena next. And he is just going to fly out to right field. So now we move on to the bottom of the 5th inning. Now in a 3-3 game. Here is Thompson at the plate. Let's see if he can get his first hit of the game, and he does. And that one will drop in front of the left fielder. And now we start out the 5th inning with a leadoff single from Thompson. So that's going to bring up Korey Lee, the #1 prospect in baseball. Thompson does run on the play. Ground ball to third. And he is a little bit too aggressive. He gets caught in a rundown and gets thrown out at second, as we tried to round second and head to third on the throw to first. And that is going to be the first out of the inning. So up comes Tommy Knight this time. He gets a pitch to hit right over the middle. And that's a deep drive. And it's going to be gone off of the batter's eye in center field. 423 feet. And that is going to be the first home run of the season for our AA affiliate. And that was gone. That was smacked on that one. And remember, Knight does have great power versus right-handed pitching, so that is his strength. So that's going to bring up Armando Walker to the plate next, and he's going to hit one hard up the middle. He is 2 for 3 so far in this game, and that's going to bring up Luke Crampton, who does hit a ground ball to third base. And look at the opposing defense. They will turn 2 easily, but at least we get 2 on the board off of the home run in that inning. And that's going to move us on to the bottom of the 6th inning. Here to start it out, a hit to left field. And that is going to get to the wall. That's Rockford at the plate, and he will stand up at second. And now we have a guy on second base here with 1 out. And up comes Shane Bauer to the plate. He's already got an RBI in this game. He's going to pop one up in the shallow center field. And that is going to be the 2nd out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Jeremy Pena, our best shortstop in the organization. He hits one deep to left center, and that one will be off of the warning track. And that is going to drive in another run, making it 6-3 here in this game. Is now the next batter, Justin Thompson, coming to the plate. He goes the opposite field, and that one will be run down. And we do get at least 1 in that inning as we move on to the later parts of this game. And that's going to bring in Tyler Hurlburt, who we kind of mentioned earlier as being one of the few relief pitchers we have that are really promising for us and that are our subscriber recruits as well. And that is going to be a pop fly as he faces the first batter. And now that's going to bring up the second batter here in the 9th hole. Herbert is going to get him to ground out to Pena, who's got a cannon at shortstop. He is a really good fielder as well. Actually better than Tim Beckham is at the MLB level. And up comes the next batter here. He couldn't go 1-2-3. And that is going to be a hit to the right field wall. And we are going to come up throwing on that one. But that's going to bring up Duran Blanco, who is going to hit one hard down the left field line. And that one is going to score a runner from second base. And now that lead is cut down to just 2 here. Is now, let's see if Hurlburt can get out of this inning. Ground ball up the middle, right back to him. But he can't handle it, and Pena picks it up. And now we're in trouble. Guys on the corners here with the 4-hole hitter coming up. And he does just hit one to Pena at shortstop. And he will flip it to Shane Bauer. And we do get out of that inning with only 1 run of damage. So that's going to move us on to the bottom of the 8th inning. I believe that was Shane Bauer who hits one to the left side. That's actually Rockford, and he's going to bring up Shane Bauer, who is a switch hitter. He goes the opposite field, and now we have back-to-back hits here with 1 out here in the 8th inning. Here comes Pena up to the plate. He is 1 for 4 so far in this game. He gets a low pitch. It drives into left field, and we are going to round third and head home, but no, we're going to think about that. And we're going to slide back into third because we don't want to risk it with one out here. Bases loaded. Justin Thompson comes up to the plate, hits a little short ground ball, and that is going to be safe at first base for Thompson. They do get the fielder's choice at second base, but he does drive in a run for an RBI. And now it's a 4-7 game as that brings up the next batter. That's Korey Lee, who scorches one at the shortstop, who can't hold on to it. And they're going to rule that one a hit. And now it is 8-4 here as that brings up Tommy Knight, the power hitting first baseman. But he's going to be just too late on that swing. And that one will be a pop out to left field. And now we move on to the ninth inning. Let's see if we can close this one out as we bring in Kit Sheets out of the bullpen. And he will get the first batter of this ninth inning to ground out. And now one out here in the inning. 3-1 count to the next batter, who hits one deep to right field. And that one is going to be caught. So now one more batter. Let's see if we can end this game here. And we will. And the outside slider will do it. And we will get the victory here at the AA level as we took a look at some of our top prospects at the AA level. I love what I saw from these guys. I really like it. And these guys are going to be a part of our future going forward. I like what I saw from Shane Bauer. He was hitting in the 9-hole, and he hit the ball well. Every time he made contact, he hit the ball hard. Korey Lee was impressive as well. He hit the ball hard. He is the #1 prospect in all of baseball, so he better look impressive. And then looking at some other guys, Tommy Knight had that home run. Jack Rockford also went 3 for 4. Just an all-around good game from our prospects. I think Alexander Crow, who is one of our young pitching prospects, he has a little bit to go, but I think he will get better. So that's going to do it here in this episode. I just wanted to showcase the AA prospects that we have in our organization and just take a look at our future and also reveal some of the subscriber prospects that we have in our organization. So hit subscribe, hit that like button, stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.
I be trying to do me, but they be trying to copy though. Only problem with that is they not me though. People act cool, but really they be shysty though. They say they got your back, but they ain't even behind me though. I be low key, but police be trying to find me.